We're taking you somewhere today that might surprise you. Imagine, if you will, the lush emerald embrace of the Nilgiris district in Tamil Nadu, specifically a place called Gudalur.
Mm-hmm.
Picture rolling hills draped in tea estates, the air thick with the scent of spice and damp earth. It's a landscape of, well, undeniable beauty, a veritable
It
paradise.
really is stunning.
But beneath that tranquil surface, a profound, silent conflict is unfolding. This region, historically a vital, peaceful passage for some of the world's most magnificent creatures, the Asian elephant, has now become a flashpoint.
Right. A tragic stage for escalating human-elephant clashes.
Exactly. This isn't just a local issue, it's a story about ancient rhythms disrupted and the immense challenges of sharing a crowded planet. Okay, let's unpack this.
Indeed. Our mission today is to truly deep dive into the layers of this silent war.
Mm-hmm.
We'll explore the historical shifts that transformed Gudalur from a migratory haven into a conflict zone, dissect the immediate causes fueling the current tensions.
And the consequences, too, right?
yeah.
Everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And uncover the far-reaching consequences for both the local communities who call Gudalur home and, critically, for the majestic elephants themselves.
Okay.
We're going to look at the innovative solutions being attempted, the immense obstacles standing in the way, and ultimately the daunting pursuit of true coexistence.
Yeah.
It's a compelling narrative that reveals so much about our interaction with the natural world.
To truly grasp the current situation, we have to transport ourselves back in time, don't we? Think of Gudalur as it once was.
Right. Not just picturesque.
No, not merely a picturesque vista, but a living, breathing artery for Asian elephants. This wasn't just some random patch of forest. It was a crucial natural highway, seamlessly connecting the Mudumalai Tiger Reserve in Tamil Nadu with the vast verdant forests of Kerala.
Specifically, Nalembur and Wayanad, I believe.
Exactly, Nalembur and Wayanad. And we know this from historical studies, things from the 1980s, and the profound observations of renowned conservationist E.R.C. David R.
A key figure in understanding this area.
Definitely. And they confirm this was primarily a migratory path. Elephants moved through, utilizing its rich resources, water, diverse forage, maybe seasonal breeding grounds, then continued their grand generational journeys. It was, their transit lounge, not their permanent residence.
Sidle corridor.
But then a seismic shift began to occur, particularly noticeable around the early 2000s. This was the turning point.
Mm-hmm.
We started to see tea estates, driven by a desire to protect their valuable crops and, well, expand their operations, initiate a new trend, fencing their lands.
Right. It started small, didn't it?
It did. What started as sporadic, isolated attempts at demarcation gradually escalated. By 2008, this practice had become widespread and, frankly, aggressive. We're talking about everything from simple barbed wire to formidable high-voltage electric barriers.
And these fences, they weren't just lines on a map.
Not at all. They didn't just cordon off land. They threw an enormous literal wrench into the elephant's ancient instinctual patterns.
And the why behind that escalation is where the problem truly deepens. Those fences weren't just a minor inconvenience for the elephants. They represented a complete, irreversible disruption of natural patterns.
A total disruption.
The truly staggering detail, and you really need to grasp this, is that 11 vital migratory paths have been completely blocked.
11. That's huge.
Think about that. 11 vital arteries for a species constantly on the move, just severed. And this wasn't random. It was a consequence of, well, illegal settlements encroaching on traditional routes, the expansion of new plantations, and various forms of human encroachment.
So squeezing them out.
Pretty much. These actions created severe bottlenecks. Elephants, once able to roam freely between diverse habitats like the Sigur Plateau and the forests of Kerala, suddenly found themselves trapped within shrinking pockets of land.
Nowhere to go.
Exactly. This forced them to settle locally, establishing what we now tragically refer to as a resident elephant population in Gudalur. Unable to follow their ancestral routes, their movements became increasingly random, desperate, and unfortunately unpredictable.
Which brings them right into contact with people.
Directly and inevitably into direct conflict with human settlements, often, completely by accident.
Okay, so let's shift our focus then to the immediate and frankly devastating impact on the human residents of Gudalur.
Right, the human toll.
Imagine living with this constant anxiety, this gnawing fear. The rising frustration that has gripped communities here is absolutely palpable. And it's not just a feeling, the data paints a chilling picture.
It does.
Human deaths caused by elephants have increased significantly since 2008. We're talking about communities in areas like Padanthari and Surmaturi.
Places that never used to see elephants.
Exactly. Places that historically saw no elephant presence whatsoever, now experiencing frequent and terrifying intrusions. Reports highlight incidents where elephants, probably disoriented and pushed to the brink, have inadvertently wandered into populated areas, triggering panic and sometimes, yes, tragedy.
It's a constant state of alert for those communities.
You can truly see the distress playing out in the public sphere. Residents and their political representatives have mounted continuous protests, demanding what they call elephant-proof trenches.
A physical barrier seems like the only answer to them.
Understandably. And these aren't one-off events. These protests have continued as recently as July 2025, with sit-in stirs emerging after devastating crop damage.
So, very current.
Very current. Picture the scene. Villagers, driven by desperation, trying to drive elephants away from their homes and fields, only for the frustrated animals with nowhere else to go to enter residential areas.
Creating even more dangerous situation.
Exactly. More volatile. The economic impact is equally tangible and heartbreaking. Destroyed crops, flattened homes, damaged property. For many, particularly small-scale farmers and agricultural workers, these losses directly affect their very livelihoods.
It pushes families deeper into poverty and despair. It's devastating.
It really is.
It truly is a classic human dilemma, isn't it? The often heard sentiment of, not in my backyard, becomes utterly impossible when your backyard is an elephant's ancient highway.
You can't build a fence high enough for that history.
Exactly. From the human perspective, this isn't just about an inconvenience. It's about fundamental issues of safety, security, and the ability to maintain a sustainable livelihood. Political figures, like Gudalur MLA Ponjaya Ceylon, are understandably under immense pressure to act.
They have to respond to their constituents.
Of course, they're demanding solutions, but the underlying issue, as we've seen, isn't just about constructing a barrier or relocating an animal. It's the profound lack of truly effective, sustainable measures that address the root cause.
Which is the blocked movement.
Precisely. Addressing the root cause of this conflict, rather than just treating the symptoms. It's a conflict where both sides are, in a very real sense, victims of circumstances largely beyond their immediate control.
And turning the spotlight now to the elephants themselves, their plight is equally dire, wouldn't you say? A slow-motion ecological disaster unfolding right before our eyes.
Absolutely. When their natural migratory paths are blocked, it severely limits their access to diverse habitats. And this isn't just about finding food, though that's critical.
No, it's more complex.
It's crucial for every fundamental aspect of their lives. Elephants have incredibly complex social structures. They need space for proper socialization, for herds to interact and learn. They require access to varied food sources to maintain their enormous bodies and ensure proper nutrition.
And breeding.
Successful mating depends on the ability to find appropriate partners outside of immediate family groups, and most critically, to maintain vital genetic diversity within the population.
So it impacts everything.
Everything that makes an elephant a thriving member of its species.
And adding to this escalating crisis, there's a worrying trend in the landscape itself. We've seen data showing a significant reduction in forest cover.
Yes, that's a key factor. From a robust 432 square kilometers back in 1977.
Down to just 370 by 2016. That's a substantial loss.
It is. This conversion of natural forests to commercial plantations further exacerbates the habitat issue, putting even more pressure on already confined elephant populations.
So what does this all mean? I mean, for the long-term health and ultimately the very survival of this magnificent vulnerable species.
What this means, in very stark terms, is the potential for long-term catastrophic outcomes for the Asian elephant, a species already classified as vulnerable.
Right, they're already under pressure.
Exactly. When their movement is limited and populations become isolated within smaller, fragmented patches of habitat, you inevitably start to see problems like inbreeding.
Which weakens the population.
Correct. This, in turn, can lead to serious genetic health issues within the elephant population, weakening their resilience to disease and environmental stress. We're talking about a potential decline in birth rates, increased susceptibility to illness, and a general weakening of the gene pool over generations.
A downward spiral.
If this fragmentation and confinement continue over decades, it could result in a significant, irreversible population decline. It truly is a slow-motion disaster, a quiet, incremental chipping away at the very fabric of their existence.
A profound existential threat to their future. It's quite sobering.
It is.
Given the gravity of the situation, it's imperative to explore the efforts being made by the Forest Department. They are trying to mitigate this incredibly complex conflict.
And they're trying some fascinating things, showing real ingenuity on the ground.
They are. On the short-term side, they've implemented solar-powered lights along villager routes. Seems simple, but imagine the difference this makes.
Crucial visibility, especially at night.
Right, providing crucial visibility for residents walking through areas where elephants might be active. And they're also deploying cutting-edge AI-integrated thermal cameras.
Ah, yes, the tech angle. Inspired by Anomali Tiger Reserve, I believe.
That's right. And this technology is truly game-changing. These cameras can detect elephants from over 2 kilometers away, even in complete darkness or dense fog.
Giving vital early warning.
Crucial early warnings that give villagers precious minutes, not just seconds, to react safely and prevent encounters.
And then there are the kumkis.
Ah, yes. The truly unique and traditional role of kumki elephants. These are highly trained, domesticated elephants like Srinivasan and Vijay from the Thepakadu camp.
Living legends, some of them.
They actively monitor vulnerable areas. They're essentially the specialized peacekeepers, the pachyderms on the ground, helping to gently guide wild elephants away from human settlements or assist in managing difficult situations.
Direct intervention specialists, in a way.
Exactly. Beyond these magnificent animals, the department uses broader early warning systems, often involving text alerts to villagers and drone surveillance for real-time monitoring.
Trying to cover all bases.
All designed to reduce dangerous encounters. And for those really innovative, almost quirky solutions, they've even experimented with using kumki dung and chili neem oil pastes as natural deterrents.
Natural, non-harmful deterrents, strategically placed.
It's a testament to their creativity in a really tough spot.
What's truly fascinating here is this blend, isn't it? High-tech solutions and traditional, even ancient methods being employed.
A real mix.
And, of course, the inherent difficulties in coordinating them all effectively across such a vast and challenging landscape. However, on the long-term front, which is far more challenging, the Forest Department is engaged in ongoing complex discussions with a multitude of stakeholders.
The estate managers, locals, politicians.
Everyone.
Everyone, all regarding the crucial removal of those illegal fences we talked about earlier. There are also concrete proposals for creating dedicated elephant corridors, like the O Valley Corridor.
Exactly, the vital O Valley Corridor, which would reestablish those essential migratory paths. This would literally create safe passage, reducing the instances of elephants wandering into human spaces out of desperation.
But that sounds difficult to implement.
However, this brings us face to face with a significant and deeply entrenched hurdle: pervasive land disputes.
Ah, the land issue. Always complex.
These are not simple matters. They involve competing claims, historical land rights, and the immense financial value of these plantations. These complex socioeconomic and legal issues heavily complicate the implementation of these crucial corridors.
So acquiring or even designating land is tough.
It's a painstaking, slow process, fraught with negotiation and legal battles. Despite all these commendable efforts, progress as of July 2025 remains painfully slow.
And incidents keep happening.
Recent incidents like the tranquilization and relocation of Chambati Tusker 16 in December 2024, an elephant known for repeated crop raiding, underscore the ongoing urgency.
Shows the daily pressure they're under.
It's a constant, perilous balancing act with very high stakes for both humans and elephants.
Here's where it truly gets interesting, because it begs the question, is this Gudalur situation an isolated incident, or is this a global challenge?
A wider pattern, perhaps.
Our deep dive reveals that similar human-elephant conflicts are indeed happening elsewhere. Take Assam, for instance, in northeast India.
Also involving tea estates.
Right, where expansive tea estates also contribute to tragically high casualties due to human-elephant conflict, driven by similar patterns of habitat loss and fragmentation.
In Sumatra.
Or consider Sumatra, Indonesia, where illegal logging and agricultural expansion have led to intense conflicts. And where, much like in Gudalur, electric fences pose significant and sometimes fatal risks to elephant populations trying to navigate their shrinking world.
So clearly not unique to Gudalur.
Not at all.
You've hit on a crucial point about the pervasive nature of this conflict. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's clear this isn't just a Gudalur problem. It's a microcosm of a much larger global challenge concerning human-wildlife coexistence.
Lessons to be learned, maybe.
What Gudalur might learn from international experiences is that there are common themes: habitat fragmentation, human encroachment, the critical need for community engagement, and the limitations of reactive measures.
But it's not one size fits all.
Exactly. It's also true that local contexts always differ. For example, while Assam faces similar tea estate issues, the political and land tenure systems might necessitate different negotiation strategies.
Right.
In Sumatra, the added pressure of palm oil expansion presents unique challenges. You can't just copy-paste a solution from one region to another.
Makes sense.
The widespread nature of this issue across different continents highlights the urgent need for comprehensive, thoughtful, and, most importantly, locally tailored strategies that respect both human livelihoods and vital wildlife needs simultaneously.
A universal challenge demanding highly localized ingenuity.
Precisely.
So as we circle back to Gudalur,
Yes, it's clear that this human-elephant conflict is a powerful, pregnant example of human development clashing with vital wildlife needs. Those illegal fences, erected primarily by tea estates, have irrevocably disrupted ancient natural migratory patterns,
leading directly to this heartbreak.
leading directly to this heartbreaking increase in interactions and, tragically, conflicts. While the Forest Department's efforts are indeed commendable, as we've explored,
They are trying.
the ultimate, sustainable path to resolution lies in genuine, collaborative cooperation. This means all stakeholders, the tea estates, the local residents, the political figures, and conservationists working together,
Understanding their fates are linked.
inextricably intertwined. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about Gudalur's future, it's about how humanity chooses to share its increasingly crowded planet, how we define progress, and whether we can truly coexist with the wild.
And that really is the core question for all of us. Mahatma Gandhi famously said, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated."
A powerful quote for this context.
In Gudalur, that greatness is truly being tested day in and day out on those tea-draped hills. This deep dive has revealed a complex tapestry of historical events, human needs, and ecological imperatives.
A lot to consider.
What does it suggest to you about our collective responsibility in situations like this? And what further role might you see yourself playing, perhaps in advocating for creative coexistence, not just in Gudalur, but wherever the human footprint meets the wild? It's a challenge that demands our attention, our empathy, and our most innovative thinking.